to think that last year was only 11 days ago. And here we go in 2024. And just like we started out 2023, that's how 2024 is going to go. So, everybody starts off with anybody else want to announce? Because we're right look at the time here. I have all these different gadgets to tell me what time it is. Yeah. So anybody else want to announce before we just jump right into it? I know we have a lot to share. I want to hear from everybody about what's happening, how they ended 2023, how they're going to bust open 2024. And we've only been dancing in 2024 for 11 days. And so much could have already happened in 11 days, because just like 2023 went by, 2024 is going to do the same. And like they say, with God willing and the creek don't rise, we'll be able to have this conversation. But there's some things you want to be different in your life in 2025. There's some things that you want to do in 2024. You might have written it down in 2023. You might have thought about it in 2023, and it didn't happen. But it's okay, because we're starting a whole new year, which is
Hello,
2024.
Brenda?
Yes, go right ahead.
I'm sorry, excuse me. I meant
You're
to
fine.
say Glenn and Chantel are on. The other Northwest fantastic teammates want to announce, please say hello to us and Happy New Year.
Well, Happy New Year to you guys. And hello,
Yes.
hello.
Yes, Coach. Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah. All righty. Happy New Year
To
to
Flo.
everybody.
Happy New
In the
Year.
building.
Happy birthday, Coach Tomer.
Yes, happy birthday, Coach Tomer.
90
I know.
years.
Yeah. Is Coach 90 really?
Yes.
Wow. That's exciting. That's exciting. So we all know his Facebook page. If not his Facebook page, we know his son's Facebook page, and we could tell him to send our love and our regards to him. JT is on Facebook, and also I think Samantha, his daughter, is on Facebook. So there's enough connections to Coach on social media where we can make sure folks send out there that he knows that he's still loved, regardless if he's going to take us all on a cruise next month. That was one thing that was really nice about Coach. He would, when he was in the business, when he was actively working the travel business, for his birthday, he took so much joy and pleasure in giving away things as opposed to receiving gifts. So that, and gifts, I bet you if he ever did, or we ever asked him about his love language, I bet you would say his love language is the act of giving and gift giving. And I bet you that's probably high on his list, because who thinks to do that? Who thinks to give out gifts on your own birthday when people come to celebrate your birthday? And another thing he did, which I thought was really cool, is we would all get our residual checks would come in at the end of the month or something like that. And he switched it for the 11th. And that's when they started mailing out our residual checks. I mean, everybody was so excited because we thought we were going to get it early. And Andy got up and said, no, it's still going to be 30 days. So I thought that was funny. For anybody who remembered that happening when we were sitting in a meeting with all of them. But what's so exciting about 2024, it's a whole new year. And I got excited because I started going through the different motivational things that we look at, and just kind of reminding ourselves, it's something how we slip off and we stop doing what we know to do. It's as simple as if you're walking, or if you're not doing this or not doing that because you have a goal, and it's easy to slip off. It's easy to stop doing what you're normally doing to achieve what you have written down as your goal. It's almost like teeth. You know, people spend all that money to have braces put on for, 3 to 5 years to get their teeth straight. And then you have to still wear a retainer for the rest of your life because teeth have memory. So you stop wearing your retainers and it's like, wow, what happened? When did that get there again? Well, you stop doing what you know to do so you don't go back to the same position. And what you know to do is to wear your retainer at night. And so that's just a little illustration of how life is, because we know what to do. The thing is, are you going to do it when you should do it? That's the thing. And that's with anything in our life. If you want to be a writer, if you want to lose weight, if you want to be successful in your business, you know what to do. The thing is, are you doing it? So with this whole new year starting, look, it's going to be a new year for me until we hit December 1st, 2024. It'll be a new year because you can continue to start over. The whole great thing about it is you don't give up. So even if you find yourself starting over, it's okay. You don't give up, because that whole law of attraction and that whole manifestation of what you want, it's real. It happens. And I was looking and getting ready. I was journaling because I started journaling way back last year. And so I was doing that, and I remembered, I don't know what prompted me. I think Rick and I were watching all this crazy stuff. Okay, so it was holidays, and we were just chilling and doing nothing really. I still working because we still have people calling us and asking us questions about the business, still signing people up. So we were still working, but we kind of laid back when it came back to, it was that same thing of going back and not continuing to do what you need to do. And so we kind of relaxed and was watching silly comics, laughing, and just watching whatever the YouTube would pop up, because when we moved here, we did not get cable. We just decided to stick with our Roku. And so we didn't have cable, so our normal stuff that we would sit together and watch, we didn't have access to it. And so it was almost like, okay, what's on YouTube? Let's watch something silly. Let's watch something uneventful, something that's not going to tax your brain, something that's going to make you laugh. And then you kind of remember, oh, wait a minute, but this is definitely an idiot box. And you can spend a lot of time watching nothing and then remembering, oh, yeah, that's right. You have to learn something new every day. And regardless of this person doing this or this person calling somebody out on this, was that really something new? Did that really enhance your knowledge on what you need to do to achieve your goals? No. So, oh, wow, we have to go back. So it's remembering. I think that's the key, because we're always going to flip. We're always going to go, and we say we're not going to eat 3 slices of pie, but I know if you've had my sweet potato pie, you can easily take 3 slices of that easily, because it's really good. And so it's easy to say, oh, I have a taste for chocolate cake. And that slice does not become a sliver. It becomes a pretty, like 1/4 of the cake. It's the holidays. We are having a great time.
So Brenda,
But the holidays are, oh, yes, go ahead.
I was just going to say, excuse me, I was just going to say what was so interesting about that, and of course we was in the whole little state of moving and in like a little trance to get the moving done and all that. And like we say, we really actually just came out probably late November, if not December, of that little trance of just focus, 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 and out of our Colorado Springs routine and adjusting to our Charleston routine. But I had totally forgot, all the motivational videos we used to watch and all the different Joe Dispenzas of the world and meditation, whatever. Abraham Hicks. That wasn't even Louise Hayes. That wasn't even in my memory. That was until you brought it up. What, a couple of days ago?
Yeah.
And what's weird is, we used to watch it all on YouTube. And so we were still going to YouTube, but we were watching just, junk stuff, updates on this, updates on that, things that really didn't impact our lives real time. And even, going back to YouTube, it never crossed my mind. All the motivational videos we watched, all the leadership videos we watched, it never even came to my mind and until you mentioned it. And I'm just saying this to say how close we are to the victory. And that's why it's important, I think, for us when we do this call, in the Monday night calls, because it reminds us, like, oh yeah. And so when you mentioned it the other day, I come to a place, I'm not watching nothing. And I'm like, and then when you mentioned it yesterday, I was like, oh yeah, there's a whole nother category of motivational videos and all the different speakers and learning something new and but if it's not in your mind, you're not even there. You can't even think about it. It don't even come into your existence. And that's why we're all working this together. This is iron sharpening iron, and each of us reminding each other of the greatness. And like you just started the call, Brenda, if there was something last year you wanted to accomplish, don't give up on it. Here we are again. Let's go at it. Back to you.
That's so true. That is so true. Anybody else want to add to that? Because I love to hear from everybody else. But that is so true, Rick. And you know what? It goes back to that statement that we say all the time. You do not know what you do not know. Because if you knew, you would know. So therefore, you do not know. And that is true. You don't know what you don't know. How can you know what you don't know if you don't know? So you have to give people grace because they don't know, and just keep moving on. And when something comes to your mind, move on it. Just like when something comes to my mind, and you're really good at this too, Rick, you can take one little thing and then you're just deep diving on it. I mean, you're just deep diving on it. You're learning the backstory on it. You're doing the history behind it. You just dove in and you learn a lot about that one thing. And so, but what we have to understand is sometimes we just don't want to do it. That's the bottom line. So then we have to ask ourselves, what's going to motivate me to do what I know to do? So when my daughter was here, she's a workout fanatic. I mean, she could just make you so tired because every day she's going to the gym and working out whatever parts of her body. And so and the gym is maybe, oh my goodness, I'd say 3 blocks away from our house, like down 1 block and up 2 blocks. So yeah, about 3 blocks away from our house, just like the commissary is a nice little walk. So it's really weird. It's a whole new experience being on base again. But she's like, where's the gym? When we're driving in, she's, where's the gym? I'm thinking, oh my God. So it's a pretty nice gym because I passed it, but I've never gone inside. So she has a CAT card because she works for the Department of Defense. So she can get on certain things on base because you need to have a card to get in anywhere. You have to have your ID card. So she had one, so I was so happy. And we went inside, man, this had everything you could imagine a gym having, this gym had it. And it had the row machines. It had a full-size basketball court. It had all of the stuff, and it had rows of, and it had different rooms too. So everything was in different rooms, and it had rows of treadmills. It had rows of those Stairmasters. It has rows, and when I say rows, I'm talking at least 6 to 8 of these things together. Just a row of this, a row of that, in another room, a row of that, all of this stuff. So the first day I walked with her, we went inside and I walked and I got my steps on the little bicycle, stationary bike they had. I'll sit here, watch something. And it was really modern, updated. I was riding my bike through Paris, France. That's what I was doing. My bike, you could pick where you want to ride your bike. And I'm riding my bike up to the Eiffel Tower, over to the Louvre. So it was pretty nice. And then Rick went with her a couple more days. And then she went by herself because we were like, okay, we've met our quota on going to the gym with Jim. And so then she just started going by herself. She's going by herself. But she loves to do that. But if you don't love to do something like that, you're not going to do it. So if you want a goal that you have to do something to achieve your goal, then start off small. Start off short. You know, I love walking to the commissary. It is definitely probably about, I measure things in steps because my goal is 10,000 steps a day.
Hey, Brenda.
So walking, yes, go right ahead.
When you said walking to the commissary, I was thinking about Glenn and Chantel. Remember, we was in New Orleans and we stayed on base. And,
oh, yeah.
And Glenn and
Yeah,
Chantel was.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Now, I got to tell everybody, we're getting ready to go on a cruise with Glenn and Chantel. And the night before, Mariano walks our feet off as we're trying to find these beignets, right? Beignets is this pastry in North everybody loves. So we finally find the place after we walked what felt like at least 10 miles, but it probably wasn't.
Oh, that was
bad.
in the French Quarter?
Right.
Yes.
With the flash dancing.
And we get to, and yeah, that's right. We flash dance in the middle of the street. And then we get these beignets. We go back to our hotel room. We're getting ready to go on the ship that day. So we get up trying to suffer through these beignets and coffee. Go down to Chantel and Glenn's room. They have a smorgasbord of all this stuff, pastries, and coffee, and
Glenn walked to the commissary.
Glenn walks to the commissary and gets all this great stuff to eat, and we up here suffering with these beignets. And he says, "Well, I think you gotta throw this out." I'm like, "Oh my god!" But yes, that was definitely an experience of how it is hanging out with the Aidens, because they don't find the commissary. But yeah, look, if I'd have known.
they know how to do survival mode, I tell you.
But Rick and Brenda have the hookup.
Hello.
They make the hookup arrangements, or else we wouldn't have been at a commissary. And that goes for Las Vegas.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was fun. Hey, but you know,
Since you're talking about memories,
go ahead.
One of my favorite ones. Happy New Year, everybody. I had to pop in here. This is too important. 5/11, the day of grace. We're in our journal and it is on day 5. And then it is absolutely 1/11/2024. What a blessing we're standing in. What a gift we have received here. Just thinking about Coach Tomer and all he has given and sacrificed for us to sit here in this beautiful, smiling, sunshine, cold, with focus that we are going to complete this mission assignment. And I remember Vegas sitting in that Michael Jackson. Look, I'm talking about Michael Jackson. Oh boy, this was Michael Jackson.
Who's that down front?
Them brothers, them Jackson brothers. And what a gift. What I would like to say is be present.
Be present.
Experience. If you have to sacrifice to spend
Chantel, you got to tell the story of
team.
Michael Jackson. You just glossed over it, but you got to tell a little bit about the story of Michael Jackson.
You know, Glenn can tell this story better than I, but that was like, we were literally hanging out with Coach Arlen, you know, down there at the red carpet, having a wonderful time with all our training going on. And then we're heading to the white night. We're all Dapper Dan, you know, all ready to go into the white event. And then here comes Rick and Brenda. And they're like, "Hey, we got some tickets over here for the Jacksons tonight. You guys want to go?" We look at him like, "Are you serious?"
Free tickets to the Jacksons.
And we went to this, man. We get up in here and we get in this show. Take it over, Glenn, because we were sitting.
Let me take it over, and then Glenn, you pick it up from here. And so Brenda and I, we had got the tickets, and so we got there earlier before Glenn and Chantel. And so the usher escorted us to some really, nice seats, but higher up. And so we're sitting there getting ready for the show to start. And who comes walking in on the front row? Oh, no, the second row. Because the Jackson family was sitting on the front row. Who comes in, ushered to the second row? Glenn and Chantel. And we watching them like, how they get down there? I said, what? And so the usher that was up with us said, "Would you like to go down?" We said, "Those are our friends down there." And she said, would you like to go down and sit with them? We're like, yeah. And we got ushered down to the second row behind the Jackson family. Go ahead, Glenn. With Glenn and Chantel.
That was amazing. And well, you should be obedient at times. So they one of the stipulations. I mean, come on now, the Jacksons. Arlen hooked that thing up, and the entire family was there. The mother, except for Joe, but the entire Jackson family was there. The show must have lasted 3 hours. They put on a show, and what was amazing about it, the show never got to tour.
Wow.
It was supposed to take off. It was what I came to find out, a lot of those family members live there in Las Vegas now. So Las Vegas was the kickoff, and then they were going back to where are they from? Gary, Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think they were going to kick the show off in either Gary or Detroit, and it never got to tour because of the legal aspects of Michael's estate and the
Wow.
songs that they sang. I mean, they sung every Jackson song, every Michael Jackson song. It was a phenomenal, once in a lifetime
Wow.
event for free. And we got dressed for this white party, thinking we're going to go into the white party for the company, and Rick and Brenda snatched us at the door. And we're all dressed in white. I mean, we were clean to the bone. And then
Mm-hmm.
when we got in there, what stands out to me was they tell you, hey, we don't want anybody doing the video thing. And of course, I didn't listen, and I kind of turned my video camera on. And you know what? To this day, I got some fantastic videos. And the thing was,
Man.
when I turned it on, it was on auto, and the light came on, the flash came on, and all of a sudden the bouncer showed up, and they was like, "Hey." But I still have some fantastic
Oh,
videos
Lord.
that I'm not going to post on Facebook or anything like that. But the memories
The
that were
memories.
created from that event. But if we would not have been there, guess what? It wouldn't have happened.
That's what I'm saying.
So, yeah, go ahead, Chantel.
It's when you take the step that it opens up to you.
Come
And
on.
sometimes in taking the step, we have to press past ourselves. Because in the background, you're gonna hear all this chatter, like it's quiet right now. You're gonna hear all this chatter. Oh, you can't go. Oh, you got this going on. Or you can't afford it. Shut that down.
Mm-hmm.
Make the decision by writing it down. We're at the beginning of the year. If you haven't written it down, write it down right now. This is what I want to experience this year. This is where I'm going. This is what we're going to be doing, and watch it leap off the pages in your life. Back to you, Rick and Brenda. Thank you.
Hey, let me tell everybody that was a gift there, because when we're doing the fast, Chantel goes into the witness protection program, and she just stuck her head up for some air there to
Thank
share
you.
with us for the new year.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it too.
Back to you, Rick.
When Brenda said learning something new, when she brought it back to my remembrance, that, man, what am I doing? What's going on? And Rick, remember how we used to do the motivational videos, how you learn something new every day. And as soon as she brought it back, it's amazing. And that's why, like what Chantel is saying, is so important to write things down of what you want your experience to be. Because as soon as Brenda brought that back to my remembrance, things started showing up again in what I'm doing. And so I was looking at something and I said, well, let me take some notes on it. I'm going to share them with you real quick here. When you think about solutions more than problems, you attract opportunities that bring solutions into your life. And one of the things I also was saying, excuse me, we transform ideas and thoughts from our imagination into manifestation. And that's what Chantel is talking about when she says, write it down, so that you can transform those thoughts and those things that are in your imagination, which is your real life. It's a preview of life's coming attractions. And then it was saying, travel is a spiritual activity. When you play, you relax. When you relax, your mind connects to God. And And God has granted the things that we have in this business, in the travel industry, that touches all aspects of travel. And so when you relax your awareness in your surroundings, and this could be a staycation. This doesn't have to be a long going over here, over there. But when you relax, your awareness of your surroundings increase, your mind opens to ideas. You could be sitting in your chair and be in Tahiti, just in your mind, and your body will follow suit, that it's going to relax and your mind will open to ideas about the business. Creative imagination is increased, stronger spiritual connection, better able to receive inspirations and divine guidance, and to be able to hear the God within you. Giving ourselves permission to enjoy the things that make you happy, to be alive. We actually control that. And when you have fun, that serious ego falls away just for that moment. That's why it's so important to have fun. And it could be like the walks that Chantel and Glenn go on. You know, play and spirituality will merge when you relax, when you have fun. You know, I mean, it just breaks down all those things that come against you. You don't even think about it. Travel transforms your life into play and laughter without worrying about your past or your future. You just totally forget. And the universe is our playground. And when you have clarity of your soul and play and getting closer to God and allowing the intuition to come through and to think and to always have a composition notebook so you can write down. In that place, you're attracting and you're radiating that energy, that vibration that will attract the right people to you, the right situations to help you, excuse me, in your path. You know, you attract what you are, not what you desire. And so you got to become. Life attracts life. Like attracts like. You know, you attract people into your life who are like you. So as we grow, those people show up. When you learn how to help yourself succeed, you will be drawn to people who will also help you succeed. You know, that's like when Chantel's saying, take a step and somebody will show up to help you take the next step. And somebody will show you, as you keep taking steps, somebody shows up to help you take the next step. The best decisions are always based on your truth, and your soul already knows what to do. Just listen to what feels right for you. Every next level of your life will require a new and better version of you. This is 2024. This year is going to require a new and better version from 2023. Otherwise, we repeat 2023. What can you feed on? What thing can you learn new? You know, what can you do to change from who you were last year? Do that. Everything you focus and put your attention on will eventually show up into your life. That's why I love everybody on this call and what you're doing, because the things that you're doing, even on this call and what you're doing on a daily basis, is going to show up. You may not have seen it yet, but it's going to show up, Ed. The things that you're doing, you can't help but be successful. Intuition triggers to guide you to better choices. This intuition, intuit, listening to the voice within. And we make millions. We make millions. The tool that we have in our hand right now has the ability to make millions and billions. If someone else has done it, then it's already proven that we can do it too. Expedia, 98 billion. Booking online, 1 trillion. We know about travel, just the travel agency and the career opportunities and unlimited. We know about vacation club memberships, unlimited. The tool that we have is unlimited. And we pray this year that our eyes become open to the fullest to see the potential, that we all have with the tool that we have, because truly it is unlimited. And hats off to Coach. We are the carriers of the torch, the bearers of the torch. Man, are you kidding me? We are the bearers. And Chantel, you really put this in a good light and you and Glenn both, when you talk about the events at that one convention, Glenn, where we did the retirement ceremony. We are the bearers of the torch. And when Coach was speaking at that event, that convention in 2019, I believe it was, when he was speaking about the vision, you heard sobbing in the background. You could hear a pin drop. Nobody was saying anything. And you heard people just kind of just crying quietly. The spirit descended, and you could feel it, you could cut it with a knife. And I mean, it was just the most precious moment in my memory of the entire company. And we are the bearers of that torch. I believe 2024 is our year. Back to you, Brenda.
Hello, Rick.
Wow, that's true. Go right ahead, then.
I'm going to mention one of my least favorite words back in the school days. This is a pop quiz. What do Bill Belichick, Pete Carroll, and Nick Saban all have in common right now? Anybody?
They all
They're out of
coach
work.
together.
Retirement.
They all
They're
are
out of
no
work.
longer coaches.
They're out of work.
They are out of work.
work.
Whether they call it a retirement, whatever they want to call it, those are three of the greatest coaches to ever coach. They are finished. Guess what? There's going to be a next man up, the next woman up. Whoever's up next has been getting prepared all this time. They have not announced who the successors are going to be, and there was a change even in Surge. So we've been getting prepared. Just be ready when the call comes. Back to you, Brenda.
That's good, Glenn. And let me say on that point, because I was thinking about that this morning. There's no one responsible for your business but you. You are that leader, right? You are that CEO. You determine everything. And that's the shift I would love to see happen in 2024, is the shift from, now of course this comes down to whatever a person is looking to do, whatever their goals are, but the shift from employer or employee to the manager, CEO mindset. Quite often in this business, we're looking external when everything we're looking for is internal. And I had to come to
Hey,
that
Rick.
place. Go right ahead, Ed.
Hey, this is a year of the power shift.
Come on
You're
now.
right on it. You move from the employment mindset. I was telling Jason a few days ago. I said, we've had plenty of time to study. We had plenty of time to hone our skills. We had plenty of time to practice. Now it's game time.
Come on.
2024 is game time, and I entered this year with that, with the momentum built up from the past 2, 3, 4 years. All that work, all the no's, all the conversations, all the practice. Now it's go time. Now the people we really want to be in front of are there waiting, and they're actually in the mindset that they want to look, just because of the conditions of everything. It's all been prepared for us. But like you said, you have to own it.
Yeah.
You are the owner. If you're a travel agent and that's what you want to build as a career, you're still the owner. You're a contractor. You're self-employed. So that either way you look at it, you're the owner. You are in charge of your time, You're in charge of your study. You're in charge of everything,
Man, that's good.
which is a first for a lot of people. And it's scary, but you have to learn how to walk too. And we did that, and we do it pretty good. So it's doable.
That's so
You
true.
gotta get to it.
You know, our fasting journal talked about today about taking maximum advantage when your opportunities come. When your opportunities come, you can't pass. It's like those Super Bowls. You don't know if you're gonna get a chance to get back.
Oh
And
man,
you know
that's
what?
good.
Wow.
A lot of
Like
people say, you know,
Philadelphia.
right, like Dan Marino. You know what I mean? He, as a rookie, he went to the Super Bowl, never got back there. I mean, some of the greatest players never made it there. Charles Barkley never made it. You know, never got a ring. But here's the thing: people say, "Well, I got time," or whatever. You know what? Time's gonna run out.
Man, that's
Time was
good.
time was designed to run out, and it doesn't run out at the same time for everyone. So you got to be ready when your time comes, when that door opens. You have to be ready to run through. And I know the people on this call are, because we've been faithful. Go ahead, Rick.
Man, I like that, boy. I wrote that down. Time is designed. In the design of time, time is designed to run out. And you
Yes,
don't know
sir.
when it's going to run out. So you live in the present. I think Glenn or Chantel, you were saying that living in the present moment, being present. What do you do in the present moment? And I mean, that's so true, Ed. This is a year of favor that we must own it. Nobody is there to tell you no. You know, usually of course, in the employee mindset, you know, you live your life by no, don't do that, right? Or do this. This is 2024. The shift is owning it. The shift is understanding time is designed to run out. Now, that all comes back to what you want, though. If what you want and the path you're on is not consistent, you know, to get you to where you want, like Brenda started the call off, make the change. You know, map out where you want to go. There is nobody in your path to tell you no. That's hard to think about, you know, because all our lives we're told, no, put that down. Don't do that.
How many people can say that? We are not asking permission.
We're not asking permission.
Hey, Rick.
Whew, that's
Hey,
powerful.
Glenn.
Gotta
You
write
know
that
how
down.
deep that runs. You know how deep that runs. That runs so deep as far as mental conditioning that if you have someone who's been stuck in the cell for years upon years, I mean decades, and you open your cell and say you can leave anytime you want to, and you
Wow.
come back in the morning and they're still there,
Wow.
that's what we're running up against.
Mhm.
That's the battle that exists for us, and that's the battle we win every day.
Believe it. So
And
we're
it
looking
really
for those who
is.
are unplugged from the matrix. Go ahead, Chantel.
It is a true. I'm looking at a picture that a young lady that's right up in here today gave me for my birthday, which is so precious. And don't take for granted who you invite. This year has to be so intentional. Who you invite to the table to sit amongst you and build. That is so important. We're bringing forth builders because we're calling that forth, and a lot of builders are sitting in here. We get to make that decision, but you know what? This company needs builders. We didn't just fall off a rock. We were sent here to help bring forth the mission and the vision of this visionary man that we talked about called Coach J. Lord Tomer. This is his vision that everyday people are given hope because we can step up here in front of them today and push past our own self. It is a leap of faith because you have to literally push past yourself. And this is it's at every level. I have heard every kind of speaker say, you know what? I'm a little nervous out here. And you know, I spoke to thousands and millions of people, but I'm nervous. But you know what? They had to take that step and say, I'm going to get up here today because I need to bring this message to these people right here. And it's important. Who we're impacting is important. She gave me this picture. I'm looking at the picture. It's a beautiful lady on here. And all the words I see: faith, love, grace, hope. What are you seeing every time you wake up? That is so important. What is your bedroom? What are you seeing when you wake up? Is it beautiful? Is it whatever that is? That is setting the tone of your day. That is so important. What you're seeing, what you're hearing, what Rick and Brenda were talking about, and Glenn and all these here. What is going in our ears? The first thing when we wake up, that is setting the pace of your family. Let's be more careful with that coming into this new year. Because we're the leaders, we're the matriarchs and the patriarchs, people. Whether you understand it or not, you're that person. You have grown to be that person in your family lineage. Where are you taking your family? And so Glenn and I have stepped it up another level because a lot of people are around us who are younger. They have marriages, they have families, and we are literally inviting them in a little closer because it's important that they pick up that and run with it. Now, you got
If
people
they're
like
ready.
Ed up here who is brilliant. This guy is brilliant. And I'm like, your generation is just ready to go. But you have to be the one that keeps going, period. No matter what. We do have the time. We have all the time we need till whatever happens with, but we have all the time we need to complete the mission assignment that we have been given. And it is absolutely going to be a phenomenal year. Back to you, Rick and Brenda.
Well, I like that. Yeah, that's good. Go ahead, Glenn.
Oh no, on you.
One of the things that on our team, and we lead it by example, we definitely say, okay, we are the ones who are going to be bringing new people into this business. Everybody on this call, if you desire, you could just say, Rick, I just want to travel myself and use the product. Definitely use the product anyway, but I want you to think about this in terms of what is your expertise? What is your niche? What do you want to learn? Where is your passion? Think about the tools of the business in terms of what you're passionate about. You know, you may be passionate about, excuse me, the fact that people can make more and make more money. You know, bonuses, all those create residual income, make more in Surge 365. Making it a study and just asking the question, how do we make more? And making that a study. If that's your passion. It may be travel more and asking yourself the question, talking about gaining a CEO level of expertise in a particular area associated and tied to your passion, which multiplies the effect of whatever it is you learn. To travel more, you know, what is travel all about in Search 365? And that may come down to, you know, looking at Travmanity and taking a deep dive on Travmanity. Ron Clayton, he called me a couple of days ago. He says, Rick, we booked a cruise. I forget how many people, maybe 10, 15 people. And they're all leaving from different cities. He said, people ask, where do you find your customers? I got to admit, when he was talking, Darlene, I was thinking about you because you do that too. You know, customers find you. You have to find customers. He said, we booked this cruise. And one lady, $2,300. The other one, da-da-da-da-da. I was like, wow. And so they're going to be getting a chunky commission check back. And so, but your thing may be travel. Ron and Linda Clayton do travel. They know how to put together packages. They'll learn. They just signed up for the VAX a while back, and now he's become like an expert with VAX. They do travel. Make more, travel more. It may be save more. Asking yourself the question, How do we save in Surge 365, whether it be through the membership, whether it be through the Vortex customers? What is savings all about? Talking about becoming a CEO. I'm a CEO in all these areas that I'm sharing with you because I've taken the deep dive as a leader in all these areas. The next one would be career opportunities. See, when you become an expert, or at least understanding that this is a niche that you want to focus on, as I said earlier, you'll begin to attract the same people that are interested in travel. When you take the next step to success, people will show up to help you take the next step. You know, when you stand still, they don't show up. When you take the next step in intention to success, people will show up. So career opportunities. Take some classes. If you want to become a wedding destination specialist, take the class so that you have a story. You know, if you want to become a special needs specialist, travel specialist, take the class. Career opportunities. If you focus and do a deep dive on career opportunities, here's what I can guarantee. People who are looking for career opportunities will show up. And now you've got the information to share with them. You get the goods, the people show up, you share the goods. The next one, and Ed, you're the expert at this, fundraising. And being able to use the tools that we have for fundraising. And Ed took the deep dive. And I heard what you said about the commercial that I put together for Vortex and trying to do one for the fundraising. I'm going to take a look and see, you know, how we can do that. But take the deep dive in fundraising. You know, business travel. You know, we're working with businesses. Man, if you only knew, and I know that you do, you attract whatever it is you take the deep dive on. Whatever it is you don't attract. If you don't take the deep dive on anything, you attract people that don't know anything. When you begin to understand the power that you actually possess, you know, that's the secret to what I do. I take the deep dive and the people show up. In any area that I want to do, I take the deep dive and then the people show up. You couldn't find them if you tried because this is all spiritual. So business, if you took the deep dive in business travel, where you're saying, hey, I can show businesses how to turn travel expenses into revenue, you know, and we can take that revenue and we can build a daycare center or the Christmas party. You take that deep dive, they show up. Tax deductions. If you want people to show up that are interested in tax deductions, take the deep dive. We control it. We have the power to create any area of your passion and tie it to your passion. So it doesn't have to be the whole thing. If you want to take the deep dive in recruiting people, because some people are just natural recruiters. I'm not. I'll take the deep dive in all these different areas, and I use these areas to do my recruiting. Back to you, Brenda.
Wow, that was good. Anybody else?
Hey,
You
Brenda.
figure we have, yes, go right ahead.
No, actually, you go ahead and share, and then I'll share after you.
No, because I'm getting ready to change the subject.
Okay.
Okay.
You go
Well,
right
let
Well-
me
ahead.
get in there then.
Go ahead.
Yes, go right ahead.
No, I just want to say that's what I love about this is that we can you can pick your own niche. Like Rich says, you know, if you want to recruit, you can recruit. If you don't want to recruit, you can still travel, you know, and you can be the best in what you do. So it's just not one
Yes.
thing that you can do in this area that we are in right now. That's all I wanted to say.
Darlene, bad to the bone.
That's true.
Now, Darlene know her travel now.
Hmm.
You know, I was just going to share. You know, we do the marketplace ministry on Monday evenings and Monday night on the East Coast. But this past Monday was just such an amazing call coming into the new year, and some of the highlights on that just drew parallels to Surge, where we are and what we do, and how it's put together. And it just shows you that none of it is by chance or by accident. And the topic came back to the parallel was the building of the tabernacle in the wilderness, and what that entailed. I mean, this was nothing that happened overnight. It was so much preparation. And I think Rick brought up the craftsmen that were chosen, the silversmiths and the alchemists. This is all in Exodus, by the way, who were chosen, and they were experts. And we talk about the 10,000 hours to become a master. Well, guess what? They weren't the only ones. But the thing was, these people were prepared ahead of time, and they may not have even known what the ultimate reason that God gave them those talents. It was to build that tabernacle, and when their portion came up, they were ready and they stepped in, and they had got it right. If you know what I'm talking about, Exodus, because there was no forgiveness for making a mistake at the time. But anyway, the one step I took it further was in that same book, the same situation was, it wasn't just those two. It was two guys that were just experts, and I know they had helpers and all that. But you also had the seamstresses that had to sew all the garments for the priest. I mean, this thing was so elaborate, and the instructions came straight from God, and it was so elaborate. I don't know how in the world they pulled it all off. Not alone to manage it, and but the seamstresses in there, it had these intricate details. It was nothing like this had been accomplished before, and they did what they did. They put in the 10,000 hours. So when their turn came to put these robes together and these garments, they jumped in and did their part. You had the carpenters, who built the structure. I mean, all this came together. All these people were being prepared simultaneously. And then they found out why when it all came together, because it was a team work. And then you had the priest. But the parallel was everybody was being prepared when it was when it was go time. And if you're a military guy, you know what I'm talking about with go time. Time to act. We're at go time. Back to you, Brenda.
Man, Glenn, that'll preach, man. Whoo, that's good stuff. What you just go ahead, Brenda.
That's true. That's good. That's really good. It's go time, and it reminds me of when the men had this service at church, and it was Chip Brim. I think that was his name, Rick, because you was there.
Yep.
And how he was talking about how when you're right at that
goal line.
It's football, so is that
goal line?
The goal line. So when you're right at that goal line, and you're getting ready to get tackled, because you guys who know football, I don't know it a lot, but it seems like every time when they're at that goal line, that other team, I don't know if it's the defensive or whatever, but they are giving all they got to keep them from going across that goal line. And of course, you have to make sure you give all you have to get across that goal line. And then it always ends up being a big pile up, and then the ref comes to see where the ball ended up or whatever. But that's where we are. It's go time, and we're at the goal line. And we have to make sure that we give it all we have to push past and score that touchdown. Because like Glenn said, we might never be here again. Like Rick says all the time, you do not walk into the same river twice. Once you've done something once, it's over. Just like January 11th, 1 p.m. or the top of the hour when we started the call, so some people was 10 a.m. and 11 a.m., wherever you are, that time is gone. We will never get that again. So don't dwell on what you left or what's in the past. Let's get excited about what's in the future. Let's get excited about how you're going to feel when the crowd is gone, when all the players are peeled back off of that skin, whatever kind of skin that is, and the football is where you want it to be. how is that going to feel? That is what's so exciting when we talk about fasting, when we talk about, praying, when we talk about yoga, when we talk about meditating, when we talk about all these things, when we release and we settle down and we listen and we stop the chatter in our head, and all our senses are heightened, that's when ideas are going to come. That's when we're going to know, do we push over, harder on the left? Do we push harder on the right? That's when all the things will come to us to make sure that we're successful and we get over that goal line. We get going real quick because it's go time. And that's what's exciting about this call, because we have all this wealth of information that really needs to be heard by other people.
Right.
So however you're writing, whatever you're writing down, you need to invite your team, because then you're saying to yourself, oh, this was a good call. So-and-so should have been on that call because that's the question that they had last week. Or that's what they was talking to me about when they called me, and they should have been on that call. And so just remembering that, make that part of something that's going to be your goal for this year, to share these calls, to share on Sunday night call. Hey, what are you doing? Just jump on. It's only Vaughn really is only a half hour. And if you can't even get the half hour or whatever, go ahead. Somebody wants to say something?
Hey, Brenda, with the football analogy you just gave, I saw a powerful picture. As powerful as the team is, the sacrifices that are made, it's a big play that's really taken on in the football world, the tush push, whatever they call it, where everybody lines up behind their quarterback and the lineman, everybody lines up in basically a big giant ball. And the quarterback just climbs over everybody, crosses the goal line. But I look at that and it's like, what a powerful statement as a team, because you look at the sacrifices that the linemen are sacrificing a lot because they have hundreds of pounds laying upon them. So it's a sacrifice that the running backs are pushing through. I'm pretty sure there's some punches being thrown somewhere in there. Somebody's getting kicked. It's probably painful, but I see our team doing that, and I see one battle cry for this year is that Rick and Brenda are crossing the stage as level 3 directors this year.
Level
and
8.
I see this team looking at opposition saying, you might want to stop us, you might want to try, but it ain't happening. It's not happening. Rick and Brenda are crossing that stage at level 3 because
level
there's
8.
going to be some directors right behind them.
Hey, don't give me no demotion. I'm level 8.
What's so nice? What's so nice,
next month.
Ed, too.
Hey.
I think I.
No. Let me just say this: we were not directors and made more money than directors. We're not following a natural path. We're following a supernatural path. And so people thought we were directors when we weren't. We just made a lot of money and got the ring, but we chose a spiritual walk to manifest a natural event, a natural position. And that's why it's so hard for me, because my experience has been, I can become to get. You get what you are, not what you desire. I can become level 8 director in my spirit, in my attitude, in my thinking. And guess what shows up? Like Glenn was saying, all the people that have been preparing to support me, to support you. God had, when Moses was assigned to build the tabernacle, who knew all of these people from these different areas of expertise with the 10,000 plus hours were being prepared to support him? You in that position of Moses, people on this call, depending on your obedience and the steps that you take intentionally, all of these people are being prepared right now. The things that you think you have to do, you're not even required to do it. Can you think if Moses was required to know, alchemy and metallurgy and wood carving and da 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 da. It would have drove him crazy. All he had to do was be obedient to the voice and to do the part that he was commanded to do. In 2024, all you have to do is be obedient to your passion, to the voice, and show up and be present. And if in your mind only, be that leader that's willing to take on the responsibility, to lead, to be in that position, because people are looking for you. They can't even find you. People are looking. Glenn, you said something.
You know what, Rick? It's interesting too, because we had a guy on our team a while back, Warren, and Warren would always say, shoot for the moon, and if you hit a star, you still did well. And so that's what it is about us. We always want to do more. You always want to shoot higher. See, because if you can say, oh, I can, bring 5 people in, I can do whatever your next level is, you can do that. But what makes it exciting and what makes it where you have to really, like Rick is saying, put yourself in that position. Because mentally, we're at late 8, and mentally, all of my team here and on, you're at level 1, level 2, level 3. Because see, us at level 8, you guys have to be a level, because we're all doing this together. So we can be a level 8. Yep, miracles happen. We got a lot of things in the fire that can really blow up. But I want you all to be there with us.
Right.
So with our level 8, now we have a level 3, or we have a level 4,
Yes.
and then we have S. That's what makes our team work. That's my dream for our team, is that we have taken over, because we now have all of these directors in our team, and we're now able to say, oh, we're going to have a meeting, and everybody can book on their own site, get commissions, and we all meet together, and then you pay $50 a couple, $65 a couple to go to these meetings, and you're now making your own commission on your travel. See, those are the kind of things that we're going to do, because we're going to have the numbers, and I can just see that. So when you say, Ed will say 3 and Rick will say 8. Well, Ed is saying 3 for himself. Ed is level 3. That is what Ed is seeing. He's level 3, Rick's level 8.
Ed pushed me to level 8 because he's level 3.
Yeah, Ed has pushed you because he's level 3. And see,
on his way to 8.
First quarter of this year.
Yeah,
because
it's
right. all inclusive. It's all inclusive.
Yes.
And it's everybody.
It's all
everybody
right.
in here has a part, whether it's travel or whichever tool you pick up is taking us to those levels.
Right.
Even if you were 18 and you came in a company on day 1, boom, you're included.
I want you to think about
in the number.
Think about this.
It is powerful.
I want a person that says, okay, think about all the folks out there, the Great Resignation, that are looking for jobs. Pandemic, let them know that I don't have to put up with it. I'm out here. They're looking for career opportunities in the number 1 area on the planet, hospitality and tourism. Career opportunities alone can take a person to level 8. You become the responsible leader, and the niche, like Darlene was saying, let's say in career opportunities in hospitality and tourism. You are that person. You know. And of course, you got people around you that know the things you don't know. That alone, people looking for careers in hospitality and tourism, can take you to level 8 when you think about the millions of people who are looking to change careers and do something fun. That alone can take you to level 8. Right? And so a person that says, okay, I'm fundraising. Now, I'm doing it all. Now, I'm all of it. I want people to be all of it. I'm just pulling out these one little things at a time. But I'm all of it. I want a person to be knowledgeable about all of it, but really it comes down to whatever your passion is. But you can become level 8, and that's the beauty of Search 365. The tools that we have, you could become level 8 because people are coming in because they want the 7-day vacation stay. You could become level 8 because people are coming in because they're businesses that do business travel. You can become level 8 because folks want to save on their taxes, right?
So we know we can talk, Rick.
But let me say this right quick. Let me say this right quick of what Glenn was saying.
Okay.
Let me say this right quick of what Glenn was saying, which is so powerful, but I want people to hear what he just said. He said, what is the common thing between these major coaches who have just retired? Next person up. That is a trend for 2024. The old is passed away. Even think about Coach, on his birthday. And Brenda, I love how you told the story that Coach told of put your time in now because there will be a time when you get older that you'll be just think about the meetings that you could have gone to, that you went to, that it's all a memory. We are in a place of next person up. What do you do with next person up? With all these major coaches who have been around, have legacies. And now they've gone by the wayside. They did their time. Now it's our time. Next person up. Back to you.
Yeah, next person up. It's exciting what we're doing, but I just want to be mindful of the time because I want everybody to make sure they return tomorrow with some new people and be able to tell them, yes, just about an hour, or if you have to jump off, you can jump off. And because these are great conversations, great information on how we learn. It's a new year. Don't forget to write down your goals. Make it plain. Don't forget to spend time in thinking about how you're going to feel when everything comes to pass, how everything is right now and how it comes to pass. I have some things I'm writing down. I found some great information about manifestation and the desire of how you attract, the law of attraction, affirmations, all these things that I really love. And I was up late last night trying to put a book together, but I think instead of trying to get this book together, I'll just go ahead and order it already made up. But it is a really interesting time that we're in right now. And we do not want to miss this. You know how Coach would say that all the time. Do not miss this. This is a whole new year. Design it however you want it to be. And the company has a new presentation that Chris has done. It's 32 minutes. So Rick and I are going to listen to that. We're going to go over it, and we'll probably redo it in our voice and put it on the Surge Pro 365, where our on demand, I'll call it the on demand, or we might upload Chris's. We don't know yet because we haven't really heard his, but it's a new presentation. Vaughn's heard it. He really likes it. And, and then the company in the back office, you can find it if you want to go and listen to it yourself. What I love about our company, this new presentation puts us all right together at square one. Nobody knows this presentation. It's all new. So you can be the one that knows the presentation. You
Hello,
can be
Brenda.
the one to put the time in. Yes.
Company-wide call tonight.
Yeah, it's a company-wide call, and I've been talking to Charles Nicholson today, the ambassador out here, and he's going to do the new presentation at 5.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So
see,
that's
what's so exciting.
We'll try to get that information out on the messenger site.
Awesome.
Good. Awesome. Because see, that's how we learn, when we hear how everybody does it. Because Chris will do it one way, Charles will put a spin on it his way, Vaughn will do it his way. Everybody does it their own way. And what's so great about our company, you decide who you want to work with, who you like, who you would want to share the presentation with. So that was a presentation. I wanted to touch on that. And then we look forward in the group chat. Glenn, if you can get that information from Charles, what his Zoom is or however, then people can listen to that if they want. The company-wide call is also in your back office, and they sent out an email. So there's no reason, and they're going to be probably talking about our new CEO of International SBA. I can't even think of the guy's name right now. Santos is his last name, and I cannot think of his first name. But the company is making some changes. They're doing some great things. Oh yeah, Delvey San something.
Santiago.
Anyway, Santiago. So so for the Spanish-speaking people that you have in your team, he's going to really work with Diana to launch this off. So the company has a lot of things going with this new year. So plug in and hear firsthand. It's, you can always get it secondhand and you're like, oh, somebody will tell you this, somebody will tell you this, but it's nothing like listening to it for yourself. So, and I know they're going to keep it quick. That's one thing about them. They do not drag it on. So the call will be really quick and you can get the information firsthand. They might be talking about the convention in August. They might be talking about a new contact. Who knows? But you want to be there so you can hear it firsthand. So, okay, I wanted to make sure I shared that. And then the e-wallet, I'll talk about that next week because I put in for that and I'll talk about the process. Have not received it yet. So I'll talk about the process on the e-wallet. I want to be able to tell you how it works, how you download your money, how you transfer your money from the card to your bank, all that good stuff. So anybody else? I wanted to make sure I got that in because there's so much great stuff going on with our company. And this is a new year. So did anybody else want to share? Or add to that?
I just can't wait to hear about the new $100,000 bonus.
Oh, it sounds good to me. I look forward to hearing about that too. And how we all gonna get it. Isn't that gonna be fun? We're all gonna get it, and we're all gonna take a cruise, leaving out of Seattle, going over to Hawaii, and that's gonna be really nice. So I want everybody to have a great rest of your day. We look forward to hearing the information about the calls. Go into your back office, check it all out. A lot of the stuff that we've talked about is right in there, and you can learn it firsthand. So everybody have a great rest of your day, and we're going to see you on one of those calls, hear you, your name, whatever, who knows? Okay. All righty. Bye-bye now.
Goodbye. Have a blessed day.
Okay, you too, honey.